Now, after a whole night protest yesterday, it's another Jallikattu fight that's playing out because protesters have been arrested. It's in a state which has turned a blind eye, remember, on the Jallikattu revelers. Although reports have suggested that at least 500 protesters were arrested. But these protesters sat down on the road in Alanganallur and refused to move until cops allowed Jallikattu throughout last night. This morning, after a 22-hour protest, cops informed crowd to disperse, but the group denied and they were forcibly arrested. Women were also arrested, which hasn't gone down well. And it's the 100th birth anniversary of the MGR today, a time when AIADMK is trying to claim legacy and trying to also ensure that the new Tamil leadership is entrenched in the minds of public. Going across to my colleague Pramod. Pramod, take us through details of what exactly happened.
As you might know, yesterday in Alanganallur, like more than 10,000 people assembled to fight for Jallikattu. They protested for the whole day near the Badi Vassal, infamous Badi Vassal, where Jallikattu happened. And what happened is that many people stayed back at night as well. Close to 500 people were hurrying together in a whole group. Well, even the villagers got overwhelmed by their support for Jallikattu, that they started cooking and serving them food. But apparently the protesters complained that after some time the police became a little rude and they did not allow the villagers to come close by. And in the morning around 8 o'clock, these people were arrested and they were taken to a nearby wedding hall. But what happened after that is that the villagers themselves, they came out and they started giving support for the people. Even now there is protest happening over there, but this time this is not the protest.
All right, Pramod, thanks for joining us. Also cutting across right now to the visuals that are coming off the MGR 100th birth anniversary celebrations. Remember, it is an important day for AIADMK, which has the General Secretary Sasikala trying to entrench her position in the party. Also playing out on the ground. Look at the crowd on the ground. Look at the crowd on the ground, where you have MGR supporters that have thronged in. Amidst them is also supporters of Jayalalitha's niece. They are raising the voice for Jaya's niece also to step into politics. Jaya's niece already has said that she is willing to step into politics, and it's a clash which is out in the open. Sasikala being challenged by Jayalalitha's niece, and that will be her first political challenge going ahead. Many supporters coming on the ground as it's swelling up. Also, what is on the cards today is unveiling of the MGR statue. The MGR, who is Marudur Gopala Ramachandran, actor turned politician who served as Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu for 10 years. It's MGR's mojo, literally, which the AIADMK has banked on. And what will be interesting to see today is how it will be Sasikala now who will be emulating Jaya's tribute to MGR, because she will be garlanding the statue of the MGR. Today, it's interesting because there are free bus rides. It's a public holiday in Tamil Nadu. The debate among the political and academic circle continues though on how the party has been able to maintain its vote share, even increase it in spite of the passage of nearly 30 years since the demise of MGR. My colleague Akshaya joining us on the story. Akshaya, what we are witnessing is the 100 years of MGR. In spite of the 30 years since his demise, it's interesting that AIADMK continues to hold on with the vote share, with the sentiments, with people coming out and thronging. But it's a litmus test today for Sasikala, isn't it?
Yes, Devina, it is a huge litmus test for Sasikala, and it is seen that, right from the time of his demise, there are people in Tamil Nadu who are really old and who still don't believe that MGR has left them. In fact, most of his movies, which are released even to date, go on for a house full of shows. So it shows a kind of reverent, godlike image that MGR has built for himself over the years, and it is seen that even now the party members and everybody else in AIADMK always call out for MGR's way of taking the party forward. That is one way in which they have always shown their tribute, and it is seen that even Sasikala has taken this platform. She's also said that not only Jayalalitha, but she herself will follow the footsteps of MGR. And this is kind of the step that they're using to, win the AIADMK vote share now, which is in a state of split, as many of them have been talking about, because many of them in the AIADMK are disappointed as to how Sasikala was made the General Secretary, and there was a lot of conspiracy theories which many had been talking about. And at this juncture, the only way to hold the party together is bringing in the emotions of MGR and Jayalalitha, and Sasikala is...
Where is the loyalty of the MGR being pledged? Because you also have Jaya's niece who's jumping into politics today.
Well, everybody here needs a common thread, and the common thread here is MGR and Jayalalitha. And so, be it Deepa, be it Sasikala, every one of them are using this common thread of MGR and Jayalalitha emotion factor to, build their own image. And Deepa's factor is that she's a niece of Jayalalitha, so she has a tick mark there. And the second tick that she's trying to get is the fact that she's also an MGR follower. The party was formed by MGR, and even now the hardcore AIADMK fans or people who support AIADMK are all these MGR Jayalalitha fans, and that is exactly the faction.
Looking at a replay of what we saw, Akshaya, when it was a split in the party post MGR's demise, you had Janki faction on one side, you had Jaya faction on the other side. Is it a replay what we're seeing? Sasikala on one side and Deepa on the other side?
Well, here you can't really call the Sasikala faction, and we have a Sasikala faction and a Deepa faction here. We're seeing that many people want Deepa also to take over the reins, want to follow the footsteps of Jayalalitha, and it is also seen that hundreds of people are gathering at Deepa's house on an everyday basis and asking her to get involved in active politics. And also Deepa has also made it very clear that she's getting into politics soon, very soon. So it seems that there are two factions now, which is the Deepa faction and Sasikala faction. But as a whole, the AIADMK party in general, the senior party
it is going to be a day to be watched out for, because what we'll see is how the MGR legacy is fought over. And already, if you can take us through it, Akshaya, how now Sasikala has planned this event very carefully. Because if you remember how Jaya used to go to the MGR's memorial, pay a floral tribute, each and every move of Jayalalitha will be replicated by Sasikala, and even more perhaps.
Yes, Ravina, it has seen that right from the day of Jayalalitha's demise, the way Sasikala has been taking the step forward is almost like copying the image of Jayalalitha herself. The way she was sitting during Jayalalitha's fire was taken. All these are very reflective of how Jayalalitha did for MGR. So it is almost like a copycat syndrome that is being recreated here. And we are also seeing that the way Sasikala's dressing sense is also changed. It's almost like how Jayalalitha is dressing now. And it is also seen that the way she's talking to the cadres, the way she's projecting herself, and how she's leading the party is almost a replica of Jayalalitha herself. So it is definitely a factor that we can notice. And in fact, as you rightly pointed, today is the day to witness how the party is going to pan out in the future, because both Deepa is holding her presence at 11 a.m. today, in which she will be talking about her political career forward, and also Sasikala is holding the respectful homage that she's paying for MGR is almost at the same timing. So, two factions fighting at the same time, and, trying to get the media attention almost at the same time. We can see that the entire state of Tamil Nadu is in a changeover mode, and not only in the DMK, ADMK is also having a huge shift. And we're seeing that banners of Sasikala and Jayalalitha have been erected in most of the places. And also to be noted is the fact that pictures of Deepa with Jayalalitha and MGR have also been erected in most of the places in Tamil Nadu. And that is something to be noted as well, Ravina, because focus also is something that is very important in Tamil Nadu. And we're seeing that not only is Sasikala holding an upper hand here, but also Deepa is following her in close front, Ravina.
Absolutely. In fact, she's announced that she's going to launch her own party. She's expressed confidence that the AIADMK cadre would support her. It's a loyalty test now also for the AIADMK cadres, because if you're looking at the party split, or if it's a small faction that's been raising chorus for Deepa's elevation, Deepa had said that on the day of MGR's birth anniversary, she would seek his blessings. We will function together. We are to begin a new journey. An announcement on it will come out soon. Now, it's interesting that how there's been a chorus for Deepa's elevation. At the same time, Sasikala is trying to tighten her grip in the party. Let's see if we can play out that poster for you of Deepa, who's Jaya's niece. Her poster has come out on the streets of Tamil Nadu with Jayalalitha, so projecting Deepa as the political heir of Jayalalitha, and it's not Sasikala. It is Deepa who would be staking claim today over Chinnamma. Now, Akshaya, if you can take us also through the celebrations that are planned across the city. Before that, let me show our viewers the posters that we've got of how Deepa has been trying to stake claim to the legacy of Jayalalitha. These are the posters that her supporters have been holding. So you have MGR, you have Deepa, and you have Jaya. And this is the legacy that will be Deepa's strength. Now she is projecting herself as Jaya's true political heir today on the 100th birth anniversary of MGR. So Akshaya, also take us through what are the other celebrations planned across the state today, and how easy or difficult will it be for Deepa to ensure that she's able to swing away the Sasikala support?
Well, Divina, firstly, today is a state holiday. All the government offices, schools and colleges will be closed. This itself is a step forward because generally on MGR's birth anniversary we don't see something like that, but because this is a 100th birth anniversary, we are having holidays all across the state. Secondly, there are celebrations hosted by AIADMK cadres and party members all through the place, and it is seen that many of these factions, both Deepa faction, Sasikala faction, all of them are also celebrating this event because this is the first celebration that the party will have, after Chief Minister Jayalalitha's demise. So this is one important way to test the ground for both the party members, because all through this time we only know that there has been a disappointing scenario for the AIADMK after the demise of Chief Minister Jayalalitha. Even during the swearing-in ceremony of O. Paneerselvam, which happened on this very same day, nothing much took place, and there was a lot of sadness that was going around. So this is the first celebration that the party has. So it needs to be seen how this is going to be taken forward. But there are celebrations all across the place. Wherever there is MGR statues, there are garlanding of the statues and flower decorations that are being made. And party workers all across the state have been hoisting flags and also distributing sweets in many places, Divina.
Okay. All right, Akshaya, thanks for joining us. Also free bus rides. So we see you at the spot in just a minute now, as there are free bus rides as well to the MGR Memorial, where all the action is taking place. Let's take a look at some more breaking news coming in.